The next workday was almost identical to the one before, and I found myself operating on autopilot, feeling like some kind of biological robot going about my daily duties. As I laid out the many pieces of silverware for each individual diner, I pondered on why one person would need so many pieces of silverware. Maybe they're afraid of their own germs, I chuckled to myself. It was my half day, so I finished by 2. I headed to my room to get changed, and it was still early enough to head to town for a look around and maybe do some shopping. On my way out, I noticed a hotel postcard for sale at reception, so I bought one to send to my cousin G. I figured I would buy some more from my parents and other family and friends in town. The weather was just right, sunny with a light, refreshing breeze. The town looked busy, but not too busy. A lot of people were sunbathing on the beach and some were swimming in the sea. Ah, this is nice, I thought as I meandered along. I noticed the film crew had gone and guessed they had either finished filming or had moved on to a new location. Benedict in particular had seemed a really nice guy. I found a cafe to have a coffee and write out my hotel postcard to my cousin G. It was a little after 4 p.m, so I would still have time to post it. I got comfy in the cafe, sipped my coffee, and wrote out my postcard. As I wrote the postcard, I found myself telling my cousin G all about how ridiculous the hotel was. I told her how snooty they were and how bossy the owner and the assistant manager was. I went on to explain how each diner had about 100 pieces of silverware each. I repeated my joke about them being afraid of their own germs. I told her that I couldn't wait to save up enough money and move on. Feeling pleased with what I'd written, I finished my coffee and went in search of the post office. It felt good to have a grumble to someone, and I felt my cousin would understand as she knew me well. A few mornings later, I entered the kitchen to see all of the staff huddled around in a circle, reading something. I assumed that they were reading the hotel menu or the daily horoscopes or something. But as I got nearer, they all turned and stared at me. Some of them had a look of disdain, others a look of amusement, as if trying not to laugh. Feeling puzzled, I gingerly said, "Good morning," and pulled a slightly puzzled face, as if to say, "What are you all up to?" One of them held something out towards me and asked me if it was mine. Confused, I glanced down at their hand to see what it was and reached out my hand to take it off them, still feeling baffled as to what it could be. As I took it off them and held it up to look at, I suddenly felt a rush of light-headed embarrassment as I realized that it was the hotel postcard that I had sent to my cousin. I had got so carried away with all my complaining about the hotel and its snooty staff and guests that I had forgotten to leave a space to write her address, so the card had come right back to the hotel.